Life, a test of human destiny. Life, a test of fate. People born into this world seem to be given a unique opportunity to experience life. From the moment they cry at birth to adulthood, each person's steps are like an endless test of fate. Life, with all its upheavals and challenges, is not simply an existence, but also a journey of discovering oneself and the meaning of that existence. Life, a harsh and unfair test. We often hear that every person is born with a destiny. There are people who, from birth, are given special advantages. Intelligence, brilliance, wealth, and opportunity seem to open up before their eyes. They seem to pass the life test more easily because they have good qualities from the starting point. Success for them can come quickly and look inevitable. Not only are they materially rich, but they also have all the conditions to explore their potential and take control of their lives. On the contrary, for people born under normal circumstances, life seems to become more complicated and busy. They do not have a superior advantage in intelligence or talent, but still have to face similar challenges in life. These people must fight more to be able to live fully, to ensure that daily life is not deprived. They are people who work hard every day, balancing responsibilities with family and themselves, trying to do the best they can, but sometimes just enough to live without truly flourishing. Then there are people born in unfavorable circumstances with weak qualities or no conditions to develop. They face a life of hardship and deprivation, struggling with poverty and limits that are not easy to overcome. These people are not only materially needy, but also suffer injustice and misfit in life. Their lives are like a long series of challenges from which there sometimes seems to be no way out. Is there fairness in this test? Many people wonder, why is life so unfair? Why are some people born with the conditions to succeed while others struggle just to survive? For the lucky, success may seem like a natural outcome, but for the less fortunate, life is a long series of failures and disappointments. However, if we look closer, we will realize that life is not based entirely on random arrangements or unchanging fate. Each person has the ability to change their destiny through experience and effort. Smart and talented people are not always successful if they do not know how to take advantage of opportunities, and conversely, those who start from a disadvantageous position can still overcome them if they constantly try and persevere. Experience. The key to maturity. Life is a journey for people to experience their existence. Every person, whether intelligent or ordinary, no matter where they come from, has the opportunity to explore the world and discover themselves. The lessons that life brings lie not only in material success, but also mental and cognitive maturity. The difficulties and failures we face are all integral parts of our learning and self-development. There are people who, despite not achieving great success, still find meaning in life through simple things: joy in family, friendship, compassion, and love. They learn to accept what life has to offer and enjoy it with gratitude. It is also a form of success, because success is measured not only in material things, but also in satisfaction and peace of mind. Trade-offs in life's journey. Looking at it another way, whether you belong to the group of rich, full, or needy people, each person has to experience certain trade-offs. Rich people can lose time with their families to achieve success, while ordinary people can trade comfort to take care of life. Weak people may lose faith in their abilities, but if they know how to improve, they can find valuable things in life. It is the diversity of experiences that creates value for life. Sometimes, it's not what you ultimately achieve that matters most. It's how you live, feel, and overcome challenges that shape the true value of life. Conclusion. Life. A test without a fixed answer. Life is a test with no clear right or wrong answers. Everyone has their own paths to take, their own challenges to face. There is no absolute fairness, but there is also no absolute injustice. Every experience, whether small or large, is valuable lessons that help us better understand ourselves and the world around us. As a unique opportunity to live and survive, this life is a test that we cannot avoid. Success or failure lies not only in how much wealth or reputation we have, but in how we have lived, learned, grown, and faced challenges. And finally, the true value of life does not lie in where we begin or end, but in how we overcome each stage of it. Wrong will be different, a bad consolation, or a hard reality. Tomorrow will be different. We have probably heard this saying countless times, from familiar people or from our own mouths in difficult moments. It is like a gentle comfort, a fragile hope that the difficulties of the present will pass, the future will be better. But does this statement really provide the necessary encouragement, or is it just a way to avoid reality? Wrong will be different. Comfort or procrastination. Maybe when we hear the sentence, tomorrow will be different, we feel a little relief, a little comfort, as if something magical will happen tomorrow and everything will be resolved. But the truth is, tomorrow is not always different. Tomorrow can come with even greater challenges than today, and if we do not face difficulties, just look forward to the miracle of tomorrow. Will life really change? The worst thing anyone has ever experienced is not something ugly or scary, but ambiguity, not knowing what tomorrow will bring. It is a feeling of uncertainty and uncertainty about the future. Living in a sense of not knowing what will happen may be what makes people feel weak and anxious the most. We don't know if tomorrow will actually be different from, and the bigger question is, different in what direction? The harsh reality. Tomorrow doesn't have to be better. We all know that tomorrow will not necessarily be better than today, and even next week and next month may not bring anything positive. Life is not a linear journey, where each passing day is better than the last. The reality is, there are long, difficult days, when nothing seems to be progressing, or even worse. But it is in those moments, when we feel like we are lost, will eventually become the worst consolation. It is not the truth, but a vague self-promise with no practical value, which makes us temporarily evade the reality of suffering. Therefore, instead of baselessly hoping that tomorrow will naturally become better, we need to face the present and realize that we are the ones who create change. Uncertainty is inevitable. The only thing certain in life is uncertainty. No one knows in advance what will happen tomorrow, and that's not necessarily bad. It is that uncertainty that makes life worth living and challenging. But to truly survive and rise, we cannot just sit there and expect tomorrow to be different. Instead of relying solely on vague hope, we need to act in the present to change the future. There are days when we feel like there's nothing left to look forward to. And that feeling of emptiness is the worst thing humans can face. But in those very moments, we need to look for the motivation, even the smallest, to create change. Tomorrow is not natural, but different. It is different when we take action, when we face uncertainty, and dare to change ourselves. The price of passive waiting. If we always believe in the sentence, tomorrow will be different, without specific actions, life will continue to pass in procrastination and disappointment. We wait for something to happen without asking ourselves whether we have done anything to improve the situation. This can put us in a state of deadlock, feeling like we're stuck in a never-ending loop. We cannot control everything in life, but we can control how we react to it. Instead of just expecting tomorrow to be different, ask yourself, what can I do right now to make tomorrow different? It can be a small action, a courageous decision, or simply how we face challenges. When night falls. Two opposite worlds. When the night gently falls, part of the world falls into a peaceful sleep. There are lucky people who feel happy in every moment. They can hug the person they love, exchange peaceful smiles, and relax after a long, tiring day. Sleep for them is not only rest, but also a moment of happiness, intertwined with peace of mind. However, there is another world that exists in parallel, a world that does not sleep. When many people are sleeping, there are also many people who have to continue working and struggling to make a living in the quiet darkness. The guards stood quietly guarding, the weary construction workers drifting through the streets, every drop of their sweat seeping into the night, the opposition of peace and strike. For those who get a good night's sleep, night is a time for the body and soul to recharge. They can enjoy a feeling of lightness and carelessness. Meanwhile, for night workers, night is not a time of rest, but a resilient journey in the dark. They face loneliness and fatigue, sometimes danger, to complete the work that life and society require. The guards, standing alone in the night, must not only fight the cold, but also remain vigilant, protecting the security of everyone while they sleep. They do silent work, invisible to anyone, but bring great value to our safety. Construction workers, whether during the day or at night, still work hard under harsh conditions. When night fell, they could no longer see each brick and each steel frame clearly, but they continued their work so that when tomorrow morning everything was completed, the city had another building, a new house. Their sweat mixed with the streetlights, and the city still operated. Whether dark or day. Sacrifice and meaning night can be a time of peace for some, but a time of sacrifice and effort for others. When we sleep, there are people working to keep this world going. They are not just people who do simple work, but people who shoulder the responsibilities of the whole society. They don't have time to rest or enjoy private moments because their mission is to protect and build a world where we will wake up the next morning. Remember them when you close your eyes, when you feel peace next to your loved one. Know that somewhere there are people who are quietly working, sacrificing their sleep to bring security and development for us. Night is not only a time of rest, but also a time of constant sacrifice and effort. Never be proud about your work. Everyone has their own journey. In life, many people often feel self-conscious or feel sorry for themselves because of their work. You may be working as a security guard, waitress, working at fairs, or even sitting in the office, facing pressure from your superiors. You may think that the people around you are going further, being more successful, and feeling inferior. But the truth is that we are not as different as we think. Everyone is going through life's own challenges and lessons. And the most important thing is to understand that we all have value in this experiential journey. Each person has their own test of life. Life is not a race where everyone must achieve the same destination. In fact, it's like a test, and each of us is assigned different challenges. For one person, it can be challenging in their career, while another person can face lessons about love, family, or even patience with themselves. Working as a security guard, waitress, or office worker are all truly valuable experiences in life. Every job brings new skills, lessons, and perspectives. You learn how to communicate with people, what it means to be dedicated, responsible, and how to deal with difficult situations. Work is not only a means to make a living, but also a way to help us grow and better understand ourselves and society. Work doesn't define your value. Work doesn't define your value. The important thing you need to understand is that work is not a measure of human value. There are people who do jobs that are considered normal, but have great wisdom and maturity. On the contrary, there are people who sit at the pinnacle of their career, but always feel empty and tired of life. A person's value lies not in the title or job position they hold, but in the way they face life, with the challenges that fate presents. Every career, whether small or large, has its own value. A guard may not be someone who sits in a conference room to make big decisions, but they are someone who ensures safety, which helps life move in an orderly manner. A waitress may not make much money, but they bring satisfaction and joy to customers. These things are not simply responsibilities, but also how they make a difference in the lives of others. New experience is the most valuable thing. We were born into this world not just to accomplish a single goal, but to experience. Every experience, good or bad, helps us better understand ourselves and the world. Working at a fair, an office, or preparing to open your own company are all important pieces in the big picture of life. Perhaps, one day, when you look back, you will see that seemingly simple or unimportant tasks were the most memorable times. They help you learn to be patient, face difficulties, and appreciate the little things in life. Life is not a straight line, but we all have to follow the same path. Each person has their own path, and each path brings different values and meanings. Not everyone needs to become a director, founder, or successful businessman to be proud of their life. Sometimes, success comes from being true to yourself, doing what you love, and finding joy in the simplest things. Differences are not a determining factor in success in the eyes of many people. It seems that those who are preparing to open their own company or are working in a professional, luxurious environment will have a brighter future. However, success does not come from where you are or what you do, but from how you face those challenges. Security guards, waitresses, or anyone else can become successful and happy people as long as they know how to be confident in themselves. Constantly learn and make efforts. Career and life are not a race to compare, but a journey to discover and develop yourself. Will tomorrow be different or just a lie? We often comfort ourselves with the familiar saying, if you die, it will be different. In moments of fatigue and deadlock, this statement is like a silent promise that everything will be okay. We believe that just by getting through today, tomorrow will bring something better. But have you ever wondered if tomorrow is really different? The delay of change. When we say it will be different tomorrow, deep inside, we know that tomorrow there is no miracle to change everything. Tomorrow is not the answer, but just a way for us to delay facing the current difficulties. We paint the picture of tomorrow as an end, but in reality, it is just a veil that hides today's helplessness. I quote, "Am not afraid of next month, next year." Those distant times are too vague and easily forgotten. What we're really afraid of is that tomorrow is a day too close to hide, but too far away to control. Facing tomorrow is facing uncertainty and anxiety about whether things will really change or not. Loop of evasion. The irony is that when we believe that tomorrow will be different, we often do not act in the present. We assume that tomorrow will bring about change on its own without realizing that we ourselves must create that change. Tomorrow comes again, and we still step on the spot, not going any further, because we are not prepared to face it. The feeling of heaviness comes not only from the pressure of work or life, but also from the prolonged waiting itself. We wait for a better tomorrow without actually doing anything to improve the present. And so, we're stuck in a never-ending loop. Today passes without anything changing, and tomorrow, like every tomorrow before that, is still a repeat of today. How to make tomorrow really different. The truth is, if we don't change the way we live and the way we think, tomorrow will never be different. Great changes do not come from time, but from action. For tomorrow to be truly different, we need to do other things today. Face your fears, solve problems, and stop deceiving yourself that time will solve everything. If you are feeling heavy and confused today, ask yourself, what am I waiting for from tomorrow? And instead of placing your faith in an uncertain future, find ways to transform your own life from this very moment. Every change starts with you deciding to change the way you see and act. Tomorrow may be different, but only if you are different. Make your tomorrow truly worth the wait by facing today. Don't let unrealistic promises of a better future pull you away from the present. Remember, what you really have to face is not next year, but tomorrow, and everything you do today will determine it. The hidden corners behind success, the price of every success. When we look at successful people, we often only see their brilliant aura, awards, status, assets, or fame. But behind each of those success stories are obscure hidden corners. Those are losses, trade-offs that outsiders cannot see. the price they have paid to achieve their achievements. Success does not come from luck. Success never comes only from luck or chance opportunities. Behind it is non-stop labor, sleepless nights, sweat, and tears. Successful people often have to trade things that many people don't give up easily. Time with family, health, comfort, and sometimes even important relationships. Many people, because they are dedicated to their careers, have to accept being away from family and missing precious moments with loved ones. They devote all their attention to work. Then when they look back, they realize that they have lost their emotional values that they cannot regain. The person who has one loses the other. Life is always a balance, and successful people are no exception. They must learn to accept that when they choose to focus on one area to reach the top, they lose everything else. A successful entrepreneur may have to miss many years of youth to devote all his time to work. A famous artist may have to live away from family without time for himself. People have natural talent, but if they do not trade time and effort to practice, that talent cannot develop. Big losses in exchange for success. There are successful people who have experienced huge losses. It can be a health trade-off when the body is squeezed out by the relentless pressure of work. Many people have faced prolonged stress, mental problems, or even loneliness amidst the glory. Many people shared that they felt alone at the top of glory because to get to where they are today, they had to leave many relationships behind, friends and relatives who had accompanied them. Some people, after many years of trading everything to achieve success, suddenly realize that they have lost important things that money and status cannot compensate for. Peace of mind are truly sincere relationships. Trade off for maturity. Achieving success is not just about trading things around you, but also about a profound change in each person. They must learn to endure, overcome failures, stand up from mistakes, and accept losses as part of their journey to maturity. Success does not come from avoiding difficulties, but from facing and overcoming them. Truly, successful people are not only people who only know how to pursue personal interests, but also people who understand the value of trade-offs and know how to balance work and life. They know that success is not just about achieving goals, but also about preserving important values in the process. Success and trade-offs. An intentional choice. Success does not come by itself, and the price paid for it is often very high. However, this trade-off is not a meaningless sacrifice, but a deliberate choice. Successful people understand that to achieve what they want, they must accept giving up other things. The important thing is that they know that not everything is worth the trade-off. They must learn to know what they really need and be willing to give up what is not necessary to keep what is most important. In life, everyone has to trade something. But the important thing is that, in retrospect, we can be proud of what we have achieved and not regret the things we have missed. Conclusion: success always has two sides. One side is glory and achievements. The other side is losses and trade-offs that not everyone is willing to face. Understanding the price of success will help us better understand the path we choose. Success is not only a destination, but also a journey that requires sacrifice, perseverance, and balance. And finally, only when we understand and accept the corners hidden behind the light can we truly appreciate and live fully in our own success.